Hi, I'm Lindsay McEwig. I just wanted to give you a little introduction to Usborne Books and More. So you might be wondering why we're not just Usborne Books. So we have the rights to publish both Usborne books and also Kane Miller books. So that's why we're Usborne Books and More. Started out publishing just the Usborne books and then acquired the rights to Kane Miller as well. So you might have heard, if you're familiar with our books, you might have heard someone say that Usborne books enrich a child's mind and Kane Miller books enrich a child's heart. And I know that sounds incredibly cheesy, but it's so true. These books are amazing. They're educational, they're interactive, they teach lessons, and they just are so wonderful. I cannot get enough of these books. So I'm just going to give you a little sneak peek of just a couple of our bestsellers, just to give you an idea of how amazing these are. So first, for the babies, we have some of our bestseller of touchy-feely books. There is the That's Not My series. This is That's Not My Fox, and it's always the little mouse talking in these books. And it says, "That's not my fox, its ears are too furry." And there's little touchy-feely patches on every page. They're outlined in black to keep for eye development for babies. And so not only is it sensory development, but it's also language. It works on language development as well. It's repetitive and teaches new vocabulary, new descriptive words. My daughter loves these books. She tries to touch and feel every kind of book now because she loves these so much. There's over 40 different characters and animals in that series too. We have a ton of different ones. Next we have our Muddle and Match books. These are very popular because they're so much fun. They're alliterations, so they all start with the same sound and they have matching pictures, and then you can mix and match. You can read them all together, or you can mix it all up and make a really funny picture and a funny little story. So you can read this a bunch of different times and it'll be different every time, and kids love this. It's kind of like a little puzzle. So these are really fun. There's 4 different ones in this series. Then we have our beginner nonfiction books. We have great nonfiction books, dictionaries, encyclopedias, thesauruses, a ton of great resources. But these, as a former kindergarten teacher, I really wish that I had these because it's hard to find a good quality nonfiction book. These are hardback and they have a beautiful table of contents. There's pictures and illustrations in here. I love that the text is on a colored background, and there is great information in here. And then there is a glossary. There is quick links so they can go to the website and look on there for more information about their topic. And there's also an index, and these are $5. There's over 40 titles in this series of different animals and topics, so those are amazing. Or you can buy a collection and save money if you really want all of them, like I do. Then we have Lift the Flap books, which are my new favorite way to learn. These are the look inside. We also have see inside, and we have all kinds of different Lift the Flaps, peek inside. But this one is one of our best sellers. The Look Inside series is really fun. It's for your younger readers and learners, because it's broken down. It's easy for a preschooler to understand and easy for me to understand, which is nice. But they have flaps inside of flaps. They can learn about where food goes. There's a ton of different topics in this series. There's about trains and, food, pyramids. There's a ton of different ones. Behind me I have a whole bunch of different Lift the Flap books, but these are so much fun because they have the flaps inside of flaps, and I love these. Then we have Complete Book of Farmyard Tales. This is a great value. This is a hardback book with a little bookmark, has a CD, read by a man with a British accent because Usborne Publishing is from England. Then on every page there is a little duck that you can look for because the illustrations are by Stephen Cartwright. There are 20 stories in this book, all with the same characters. Mrs. Boot the farmer, and Sam and Poppy, her children, and their animals, Rusty the dog, and Curly the pig, and Willie the sheep. This is a map of where the story takes place. It's mostly on Apple Tree Farm. And so they have cute little stories, and one of the coolest features is that it is a dual reader. So that means there is text on the top that's really simple, and then text on the bottom that's a little bit more complex. So you can read it both top and bottom, and the story will make sense. That's what's on the CD, along with sound effects and music. Or if your beginner reader can just read the top and the story will make sense. Or you can read it together. They can read the top and you can read the bottom. There are so many different ways you can read it, and it's just a fun way for you to read this book. So I love this, and it's only $25 for all of that. Then we have one of my favorite stories by Kane Miller is Jonathan James and the What If Monster. Behind me is a What If Monster stuffed animal, which is also a fun little addition to go with it, because Jonathan James is a little boy, and you might, kids, they have these worries and doubts that follow him around. So this is about the what if monster that follows Jonathan James around, and he fills his head with worries and doubts. And he says, what if you are afraid? And what if your knee gets skinned? And what if the water's chilly? And all this stuff. So Jonathan James is afraid to do all the things he wants to do. And so it is about addressing your fears. And so eventually he stands up to the what if monster. And so it's a great book about that, addressing your fears, and I love this book. It's a great book for all children. And then one of our most popular books that you'll get a better video of is our Shine a Light books. We have a ton of books in this series, but I love these because they are nonfiction. And so not only are they nonfiction, but they're interactive because they have hidden pictures on them. So this one's about apple trees, so it says, an apple tree is green with leaves in summer. Can you see what it looks like in winter? So if you shine a flashlight behind the page, you see a hidden picture. So these are so cool, and there's several books in this series. So I just wanted to show you this little sneak peek. We have a ton of more books and activities and all kinds of other good things on our website you can check out, or if you come to the party, you can see some more.